Okay, so circles and circumference, section 9.1. So a circle is a set of all points that are the same distance from a point from another point called the center. So you see that here, the black thing, you know that's a circle. The dot there, that's the center. Then you have what's called the diameter. It's the distance across the circle through the center. So that's the blue line. Diameters have to go through the center, and they're usually noted with a D. Radius, plural is radii, R-A-D-I-I, is the distance from the center to any point on the circle. So that's right here. It's from the center out to the side, represented with R. Now, both the radius and the diameter, they can go all over the place on the circle, okay? Now, some things to know. Two radiuses equal a diameter. And if you have a radius, you need a radius and you have a diameter, divide the diameter by 2. So if we look at a couple examples here, you've got a circle that's got a radius. It's 14 inches. So our radius is 14 inches. That means our diameter is 14 times 2, which is 28 inches. Okay, here, sometimes the radius will be marked outside. That's a radius. It's only part of the circle. 6 inches. So that means our diameter is going to be twice that. 6 times 2, which is 12 inches. Now over here, we've got diameters. It goes across the circle. It's 13 feet. So now that means we're going to have to divide 13 divided by 2 to get the radius. So that's going to be 6.5 feet. Now, sometimes the diameter is also outside the circle like the radius was. So if the diameter is 12 feet, we divide that by 2 and we get oopsies, wrong number. Divide that by 2 and get 6 feet for the radius. Okay, continuing on now, we've got circumference, which is the distance around the circle. It's like perimeter. All right, now, we have two different formulas for that. If you have a radius, just say the circumference is equal to 2 times pi times the radius. Pi, remember, is an approximation. It's actually the ratio of the circumference to the distance. You saw that a little bit in the exploration. We're going to use 3.14 as our approximation for pi. Sometimes you'll hear or see something about 22.7 or 22 over 7, but we're just going to use 3.14. The other formula is pi times diameter, because you notice 2r is the same as 1 diameter. So really what we need is the diameter, whether you use a radius twice or 2 times the radius, or you use the diameter. It really doesn't matter. So here's one example. You've got a radius here of 5 inches. So to solve, we're going to say circumference is equal to 2 times 3.14 times 5. So you do that multiplication, and you'll find out that it's 31.4 inches. Our units stay the same. It's like perimeter, it's just distance around, so we don't have to do anything with squaring. If you have a diameter like this one, we can just say 3.14 times 9. It's all we're doing is plugging stuff into a formula and solving. And our answer then is about 28.26 inches. So whatever you've got, whether a radius or diameter, you're using either 2 pi r or pi times diameter. All right, and lastly we have semicircles, which are just half circles. So if we want to find their perimeter, we're going to take the circumference, but because it's half of the curved area, we're going to divide it by 2. But we have to remember that we've got to add on this part here, the diameter part. So we either do 2 pi r divided by 2 plus the diameter, or pi times diameter divided by 2 plus diameter. Got an example of each here. So here we've got a diameter. 3.14 times 7 divided by 2. Remember, plus 7. Remember your order of operations. So you've got to multiply first, then divide, adding 7s at the end. Okay, so you get 21.98 divided by 2, then 10.99 plus 7, 17.99 centimeters. If you have a radius, you can go find the diameter. 15 times 2 is 30. 2 times 3.14 times 15 divided by 2 plus 30. So you do the first part of the fraction. That's 94.2 divided by 2 is 47.1. And at the end, you add 30 to get 77.1 inches.